Hey guys, Ashley here, also with the Ashley fan, back today with another video. And today I want to talk about another super percentage video, I should say. And today I want to talk about why I think the parents in this show are very weird. Now, this video probably won't be long because I just want to get straight to the point. It probably won't be long because I don't have a lot to discuss, just a few things. What I mean by the parents are written weird is, I mean the kids overshare a little bit too much with their parents. It's nothing wrong being close with your parent, but you don't need to tell your parents everything. And I'm going to get into some few examples. Okay. The only good parent in season 1, and if you want to talk about this entire show to me, let's just say the entire show. The only good parents in this entire show was Anne. Anne was just very oblivious. The whole show, Anne was very oblivious. But when it came to advice and being there, Anne was really a good hand holder. She was really good. The only time she really got on my nerves when she wasn't, aside of her being oblivious, is when she would just try to force Amy into choosing adoption. Like she just didn't think Amy didn't think Amy could do it. I just didn't jig with that. I have a video coming up on why I feel like Amy kind of didn't have a lot of emotional support when it came to her pregnancy, because I just watched episode 13 when Anne confronted her about what decision is she gonna make when it comes to John. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it in that video. That video might be really long because I have a lot of shit to talk. But the only good parent to me in this entire show is Anne. Like I said, outside of her being oblivious, she is very loyal and she is down for her daughters. Mostly Amy, because her and Ashley really don't have a relationship or a dynamic. Ruben is a great father to me. Ruben always clocks Adrian. He always gives her a piece of humble pie. He always tells Adrian when she's doing something dumb. And like, I've always liked that. The only time I feel like I wasn't on Ruben's side is when he tried to encourage Adrian and Ben to get married because they were going to have a kid. Or when he was okay with Adrian, his 17-year-old daughter, he was okay with her being a teenage mother at 17. And it's like, that should never be okay for any parent. You should be a tad bit disappointed, which I kind of hate saying, because the last thing you ever want is your parents to be disappointed in you, because parents are hypocrites. But that's why talking about sex and endangerments of having sex without protection is very important. Very, very important. And if your child decides to do it, even though you did talk to them about it, hey, it's out of your control. If they decide to get pregnant and they decide to catch something from being ignorant and not being mature enough to take care of it and how to handle it right, it's out of your hands. I would say Ruben was a great dad. I did like Ricky's foster mom, even though you barely saw her sometimes. I also like Ricky's birth mother too. I liked her a lot. You know, she made some mistakes in the show, but other than that, I really feel like her and Ricky, I really love the fact that they got closer. She really was just a great mother to Ricky, honestly. I really liked the stuff with Ricky and his mother, Nora. But I also like Ricky and his foster mother, too. I wish I saw a little bit more of his foster mother. I always liked that she talked some sense to Ricky about him just being a little immature sometimes and, like, talking him out of his fuckboy stage. I think her telling Ricky that you shouldn't get close to Grace just to have sex with her to make Adrian jealous. And I definitely feel like that's what it was at first, Ricky, that the only reason why he was interested in Grace was because he wanted to make Adrian jealous. But when she talks sense to him, notice how when Ricky and Grace got together, that Ricky never once pressured Grace to do nothing. It was never like that. I honestly feel like when Ricky was with Grace, that he was actually more vibrant, more happy. He didn't seem like he could be himself. When he was with Adrian, he's a toxic guy. Like, honestly, I think Ricky and Grace deserve better as a couple. They were so cute to me. Like, I honestly thought they were really cute. They had really great chemistry. Like, I honestly feel like the writers put a bag on him and Grace. I really did. Ugh. But I did like Ricky's stepmother. I liked his foster mother. I liked his birth mother too. And I liked Grace's dad in the first season. I definitely feel like he talked some sense to Grace because she was so naive. Like I said, I like the fact that he talks business to her. But those were only good parents. And George, he didn't become a good parent like after like season 3, in my opinion. The first 3 seasons, I couldn't stand George. He was really annoying. So that's into why I think these parents are written weird. We're just gonna start from the families. Not every household is important. You know, Ricky, his household isn't shown that much. So the only household we're gonna talk about is mainly, for real, is Amy's family and Ben's father. Oh my gosh. Because Adrian, her household, her parents really aren't that. The household dynamic in there isn't weird, but I just feel like Adrian overshares a little bit too much with her father. Like, a girl shouldn't be that comfortable, a teenage girl shouldn't be that comfortable telling her father that she's sexually active. You know, telling your father that you're sexually active as a girl should really be a scary thing, because fathers don't want to think of their daughters as being sexual beings. So the fact that Adrian is just okay with telling her dad, like, hey, I'm having sex and I'm comfortable with having sex, and like, she basically just doesn't hide it, like, to me, I just feel like, why is she oversharing? Like, it's weird to me. I don't know, maybe she's trying to write these teenagers to be a little bit more honest about what they're doing, but to me, I just find it to be very weird. It's like there's no secrets, and there should be when you're a teenager. Your parents don't need to know everything. My parents don't know everything about my teenage experience. There's some things that they don't know. So when it comes to the Jurgens household, what makes that household weird is that, I just feel like Ann and George took like no responsibility on how Amy got pregnant. The fact that he talked about she would have not gotten pregnant if he would have never let her hang out with Madison and Lauren. She would have never gotten pregnant if he would have had talked to her about it. It's like, you're her father too. It's both of your responsibility to talk to Amy about sex and how to be protected during sex. Not one person should be taking the blame. The fact that Anne said that she wasn't interested in talking about sex, she was more focused about her studies and being in the band, it's like, that doesn't matter. Sooner or later, Amy is going to start high school. Amy needs to know that in high school, people have sex. Probably not all the time, probably not hooking up all the time or going through partners all the time, but most likely in high school, you're going to, 99% of the time, the teenagers in high school are sexually active beings. So the fact that neither one of them took any accountability for that is just very weird to me. Like, the amount of favoritism in that household, just everything. Now, I don't think Amy or Ashley were as oversharing as the other kids. But the fact that Amy was just so comfortable telling her mom, I just watched an episode, she was so comfortable telling Anne that Grace had sex. It's like, your mom don't need to know about that. That ain't her business to know about Grace having sex for the first time. It's like nobody in this show minds their business. But I love it. I love it. I get the tea. But it's like nothing is sacred. Nobody minds their business in this show. Everybody gossips. Everybody. It's like, damn. It's like, can anything be sacred? Nothing is a secret anymore. Nothing is just between two people anymore. It's just everyone's business now. It's ridiculous. What I think makes the Jurgens household weird to me is that it just seems very dysfunctional. It's like no one really gets along at all in the house, except for, it seems very divided. Ashley and George get along, and Amy and Ann get along. But you put Amy and George together, they don't really seem to have a dynamic. They're always clashing. So is Ashley and Amy. Ashley and Amy don't act like sisters. I understand that sisters argue and they fight, but most of the time when my sisters need me, I'm there for them. I don't I don't act like how Ashley and Amy act. Ashley and Amy act like roommates. They don't act like sisters. Like I just said, I think the household is very dysfunctional in my opinion. When it comes to Ben and his father, Ben's father is the worst parent in the show. I said it, the worst parent. Ben's father encourages Ben to do some of the most stupidest shit ever. Encouraging him to get married. Encouraging him to move in a condo. Just like always encouraging Ben to do something dumb. Like, just always. I honestly feel like Ben overshared a little bit too much with his dad. Like, I understand it's just the two of them because his mom died. But it's like, half the things that you tell your father, he does not need to know. He doesn't. He doesn't need to know that you're thinking about that you want to have sex. He doesn't need to know some of those things that Ben tells him. I think what makes that household weird between Ben and his dad is that it's a lot of entitlement. It's a lot of spoil. I think Ben's father spoiled Ben a lot. He spoiled him. He did not humble Ben enough. Ben thinks that he can do and say whatever he wants. The fact that Ben got upset about Leo wanting him to work, it's like, yeah, you to work. You're trying to say that you want to help Amy raise a child that isn't yours. Either you're going to do it with the money that I have. No. Get your own money and you spend your own money on Amy and John. You can spend your hard working money on diapers and Similac and wipes and whatever the fuck Amy needs. You know about this? Tell me to give you $20 to buy diapers? What the fuck? Let me humble you. And I feel like stuff like that is what needed to continue between Ben and Leo. Not Leo encouraging him to get married at 15 to Amy. You encourage him to do this, but then you get mad when Amy and Ben do it in episode 12. They get mad when they actually do it. Even though George and Leo didn't have a problem with it. He talked about George will come around. But yet, Leo, you're still encouraging Ben to marry a girl who's having a child with another guy. That's not weird at all, is it? Not only that, you also encourage Ben to get married to a girl, to get married to Adrian, just because they're having a child. Oh, not only that, he buys Ben and Adrian a condo, making them feel like that them having a baby in high school and them getting married is just this happily ever after. No. Him and Adrian did not think at all about how hard it was going to be. They weren't thinking about school, the late nights. What about how Ben gonna handle her postpartum depression when she don't got the mental capacity, if I said that right, to take care of the child? Is he gonna take care of that load? Like, what's this all about? We gotta talk about this shit. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about Ben and Adrian. I talked about them before on couples I can't stand, but I'm gonna go more in depth on why I really hate this relationship. Like, it's so much more than just like the lack of chemistry and it being forced. Like, that entire thing with Ben and Adrian is a whole issue in season 3. But it makes for good TV. It was good drama. Like, Ben and Adrian didn't think about any of those things. The late nights, daycare, who's gonna take her to and from daycare, who's gonna watch her, or one of y'all gonna stay here while the other one goes to school and get y'all assignments. Like, how y'all gonna handle all that? They won't think about any of that. They would think about being in competition with Ricky and Amy because they were mad and insecure for so long about Amy and Ricky sleeping together. Even though Amy and Ricky never talked about it once it happened, they both treated it like a one-night stand. Even though they both really didn't like each other for real, they really didn't want to be friends or anything like that. Amy kind of couldn't stand Ricky. Like I said, she kind of hated him, which I think is completely undeserving that she hated him because of how she lost her virginity. Or because she hated that she lost it to him, whatever which. Like, they really didn't like each other. Do I feel like with Amy and Ricky that there was always sexual tension? Yes. When they kissed in season 2, that to me let me know that they're going to get together at some point. I'm happy that it happened in season 3. They were going to get together. That I always knew they were attracted to each other, and it showed a lot in season 2. If you watch season 2, there are a lot of scenes with her and Ricky where it's very evident that they do feel each other. They just need to. I feel like if they just had more one-on-one time, like if her and Ricky would have had the one-on-one time that they had in season 3, her and Ricky probably would have been a couple way before season 3 even happened. But I don't mean to go on those side rants, but I think what makes, like I said, Leo encourages men to do some of the stupidest shit I've ever seen. I just feel like the parents are written very weird in the show. The parents are way too up in the teenagers' business, in their antics. The teenagers overshare way too much information about their relationships and their sexual activities. It's weird. I feel like I could understand what she was going for, but I don't like it because, on some extent, it's not realistic. You're not going to meet a teenager who said, I shared everything. I told my parents everything about what I did in high school. You're never going to meet a teenager who's going to tell you that. You're never going to meet a teenager who says that I told my mom that I had sex right after I had sex. No, you probably wouldn't. No. I think the teenagers, they overshare a little bit too much. And the parents are way too much in the high school shit. It's like, damn, are y'all high schoolers too? It's like, what the fuck? What are we doing at this point? But anyway, I don't think this video be long. I really wish that she would have not written the parent and like father-daughter and father and son dynamics like this. Specifically, really with Leo and Ben. And especially with Amy and her family, like, I honestly feel like those are the most two weird family dynamics, because Leo gives Ben everything, and Ben is so unhumble, he's so ungrateful. All Ben does is whine, bitch, and moan. And with Amy and her family, it's just dysfunctional as fuck. It's very dysfunctional. Nobody really seems to like each other at all in that household, for real, and it shows all the time when I watch it. All the time. Amy and Ashley really don't like each other. Amy and George really don't like each other. Ashley and Ann really don't like each other. And with Ann and George, it's just, like, I will never get over the fact that George tried to intentionally hurt Amy in season 3 because he didn't want her to move out. When he said that Ricky only feels pressure moving in with you because he doesn't want to marry you, when she said I have feelings, and number one, that hurt my feelings. Like, Amy was way too passive. Oh my gosh, she was so passive. Like, the fact that he would say something like that, which Ricky never told her or told her father that he felt like that. I know that her and Ricky wanted to move in with each other in season 3, and I know Amy was like, we don't have to rush into any of those things because I'm feeling insecure about where we stand because Adrian and Ben are getting married. And I'm glad that they waited until season 4 to move in together, because it just felt like that was the right time. But I love Amy and Ricky. I feel like when the writers put them together, they struck gold. They struck lightning in a bottle. They were just so cute together. Darren and Shailene Woodley had really great, phenomenal chemistry. They were the only couple in that show that I just feel like had genuine chemistry with each other, outside of Ricky and Grace. But like I said, the fact that he tried to intentionally hurt her because he didn't want her to move out, like, it was just like, at this point, Amy is 17 going on 18. Like she said, I'm not just moving in with any guy. I'm moving in with my boyfriend, the father of my son. I'm gonna make this decision. So I mean, you got what you want anyway. You and Ashley just want to live with each other and just, I want to just move the fuck out. Y'all really don't like nobody else really besides each other. Like, you getting what you wanted. Y'all getting what y'all want, to live with each other. So, peace, I'm out. The fact that Ashley tried to come down to her and talk about how can you move out after mom and dad get divorced. Ashley, you're getting what you wanted. You and dad are going to live together like y'all have always wanted to. I'm getting out of here because I don't like either one of y'all. So, to be for real, that's what Amy should have said. But no, she's just, Amy's being nice while Ashley's screaming at her, trying to tell her that she's not independent. Why can't you ever just be single? Why do you always need to have a guy? It's like, Ashley is so fucking annoying. She is so fucking annoying. I fucking hate Ashley. I fucking hate her. I don't think I've hated the character as much as her. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Dan Scott and Damon are probably like a close second. Oh my gosh. But Ashley is so annoying. She's like top 3. It's Dan, Damon, and then Ashley. It's definitely those 3. They're so fucking annoying. All 3 of them. But Ashley, I really hate her. I really do. The fact that her and George just try to talk her out of her decision because they're mad. It's like, I don't give a fuck how y'all feel at this point. I'm getting out of here. Y'all getting what y'all want anyway. Y'all just want to live with each other, right? So I'm getting the fuck out. So get the fuck out of my face. That's what Amy should have said. But no, the writers always have her be passive and have her always be nice and be the understanding one. Fuck that. That's what she should have said. The fuck? And that's why that's going to have to be said for Richard's character development. Because the fact that everybody thought that Amy moving in with him is going to end up with him hurting her, they all ate that shit. Because by the end of the show, Amy was the one who hurt him. And I put that on my mama. So, yeah. That was the rant today. Ooh, this show got me hyped. Ooh, my gosh. Whew. This my show. It was about time that I talked about this show. Like I said, I'm happy that I'm doing these rants because, oh my god, I always got shit to talk. But at the end of the day, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to talk about my season 1 review, and I might do a Once You Hear rant after that. So, good night.